portion of our show where we have to ask, what just happened? We can't believe it either, but let's take a look back at the insanity that was this week and look ahead to what will make us facepalm next week. This is What Just Happened on the Dean Obeidallah Show. Take it away, Dean.
And welcome back, Dean Obeidallah Show. We're live Friday, January 17th, and it's our weekly look back at the insanity of the week, known as What Just Happened. And 3 returning champions, great comedians. There are more women here than are nominated for the Oscars this year. I'm so happy to have, first we have Atheer Yacoub, my good friend, been in New York Arab American Comedy Festival. What was it? Comic strip line? What was the thing?
The Comedy Central Arabia.
Comedy Central Arabia special. Yeah. Touring with Wallah Made Me Funny, which people don't know what that means. It's about
Close
Muslim
enough.
women touring
There's
America.
an Allah in there, yeah.
Is it Allah? Is it Wallah? Atheer, great to see you again.
You too. Thanks for having me back.
On the left, it is my good friend Maysoon Zayid. We co-founded the New York Arab American Comedy Festival. She had the #1 TED Talk. You've seen her on TV shows. She has a book out, which she's talked about before, called Wallah Made Me Funny. What's the name of your book again?
Find Another Dream.
Find Another Dream.
And I just want to say that Jean is the Rudy to my left.
Oh,
so thank you for
I am
having
the Rudy.
me
And
to my left.
And all 3 of us and Nina
trying.
will be in the Big Brown Comedy Show this Sunday at the Comic Strip in New York City. If you're in New York, come on out. Buy tickets in advance. It's literally almost sold out.
And you know what's good? Sunday's before Martin Luther King Day, so you don't have to wake up early. You don't have to worry about it. Come to our show.
It's like a holiday. And now, for the first time, as Mrs. Carolina Hidalgo. Carolina Hidalgo, one of the hosts of Movie Sign with the Mads, a funny, very funny comedian who's been here many times. Last time you were here, you were single. Now you are married. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was also married last time.
No.
Yes, I was.
You told me, no, you were like November. You were about to go.
Oh, that was the last time?
Yes.
Holy crap, you're right.
That's right. And
yes,
you're still married.
I am still
Oh,
married.
okay, that would be so awkward. Like, we got married and it didn't work out.
2 months strong.
2 months. How's it go? Any advice? Who would have thought it lasts that long?
You know what you do is that you just live with someone for so long, you end up just marrying them. That's really...
How long did you live together before?
It's like we just celebrated almost about to celebrate our 4-year anniversary. I don't really know what day it is.
So it's coming up.
I don't know.
But you're happy. It's like when we do comedy, like I don't ask couples anymore, are they married? I ask, are you happy?
Yeah.
And sometimes they look stunned when you ask them that because they haven't thought about that in a while. And there's this look that when they pause a lot, like, you're not happy. Like when there's a bit, like, are you happy? And they're like, they both like, but the ones who are like, they're gushing, like they're happy.
Yeah.
So are you happy is all that matters.
I'm very happy. I just don't know the day of our anniversary.
Well, you seem happy.
Thank you.
All right. So let's talk about how unhappy the rest of us are.
Yeah.
No, let's talk about how unhappy Donald Trump is because he is freaking out big time. And I got to play Speaker Pelosi, who in this little clip, again, a couple days ago, it's just, I think, giving it to Trump in the subtle ways, sort of saying like impeachment are like diamonds. They're both forever. And this is what we're doing you. So here's clip number 6. It's a short clip. Speaker Pelosi.
The president is not above the law. He will be held accountable. He has been held accountable. He has been impeached. He's been impeached forever. They can never erase that.
Drop the mic and walk away forever. Like just right the camera. So what do you think? I mean, do you think she is trolling him? Do you think she's effectively driving him crazy? Anyone?
Yeah.
I do.
Why not? I mean, maybe it's just in her just like kind of that curt, nice old lady kind of way of just being like, I'm going to enjoy this.
She seems happy, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to like crawl out of her lady suit and like do a dance.
I just had on a Republican conservative guy who's like, you're going to get rid of Trump and then you're going to get rid of Pence and it's going to be President Speaker Pelosi. What do you think? Do you think that's the plan, Atheer?
I don't think that's the plan, but that wouldn't be the worst thing.
I think it would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump, though, honestly, no joking around, is unnerved? Even though he knows he should win in the Senate, he is literally 67 votes away from being an ex-president. I mean, you're going to a jury. 20 Republicans, it's all we need, could sit around going, hey, this guy's a jackass. Let's just get rid of him now and have Pence.
Yeah. I don't think a sociopath feels unnerved. I think if he hasn't been unnerved this far, then it's not going to happen. I don't think anything penetrates his head.
So you don't think he's troubled?
I don't know. Maybe he's worried about like saving his ass, but I don't think he actually feels the repercussions of what's actually the gravity of the situation.
I think he's sweating bullets.
You think so?
For the counterpoint.
He's Scott Peterson when Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson's husband, dyed his hair. He's sweating bullets. He's tweeting constantly, just like nonstop all the time. Every interview is more and more slurry. He slurs more than I do. I have CP and this guy but also he reminds me of me when I was dating and Dean knew me and it was bad. He's obsessed with Nancy. First thing he tweets, Nancy. Last thing he tweets, Nancy. It's like Nancy all day, all night. And I think he's afraid that Mike Pence and Nikki Haley are a better ticket than him and that
they probably would be, frankly, objectively speaking.
And while he's the narcissist, he's also super paranoid. And I think he is worried that they'll throw him under the bus.
Do you think, he calls Nancy Pelosi, crazy Nancy. His thing for Bloomberg is
Mini
Mike. I think Trump has kind of lost it with the nicknames. These aren't
He never
good.
had a good nickname.
Well, some of them
Never.
stuck a little, but this is not like lying Ted Cruz.
Crooked
Maybe because I
Crooked
like that
Hillary.
one.
He should have really workshopped that one a little bit more.
No, but I liked it. That's why.
Do Biddy Bloomberg or something with a B, Biddy Bloomberg.
Like Shifty Shift, where he uses the anti-Semitic trope.
That one's anti-Semitic.
All right, so it's so funny. He used an anti-Semitic trope, and no one calls him out. They're like, well, he's just the president. So anti-Muslim one day,
He told them
anti-Semitic
they
the
weren't
other.
nice people.
I wrote an article calling out Trump's anti-Semitism, and Rabbi Shmuley from Jersey wrote an article attacking me for calling out Trump's anti-Semitism.
What?
I'm like, when you have a rabbi criticizing a Muslim guy for calling out anti-Semitism because that's how much you love Trump, don't call me out. You got a problem. The problem is you, Shmuley. Because what a bizarre thing. He wrote an article for the Jerusalem Post slamming me for calling out with a CNN article. This is like a month ago. I'm like, I go, this is the world we now live in, where rabbis are denouncing Muslims for denouncing anti-Semitism. So I'm like, what world? But he is a Trumper, so that transcends everything. It's not about he loves Trump. Trump could do no wrong. That's the world.
But again, it's like you love a guy who called you brutal killers. Like that's the guy that you love. Yeah. Okay, Soros.
So, all right, so Donald Trump has picked two sexual assault enablers, Kenneth Starr and Alan Dershowitz. But first of all, I just enjoy this clip. Here's Trump in 1999 when defending then Bill Clinton in his impeachment trial, talking about Ken Starr, the guy now he just hired today to be his lawyer. Clip number 4, please, Nina.
I think Ken Starr is a lunatic. I really think that Ken Starr is a disaster. I hated the way the president handled it. It was a long and terrible process. I really think that Ken Starr was terrible.
Lunatic, terrible. He's my lawyer. Have you met my lawyer? Here is. I know it doesn't matter. This is just for us to have fun. But look, the through line is him defending Bill Clinton, a situation where a woman and a man, and a woman says she was unfairly taken advantage of, even though she didn't say that at the time. Monica Lewinsky did not. It wasn't Me Too time. She had a consensual affair, and he lied under oath, Trump. But Trump always takes the side of the man. I went through it earlier with Roger Ailes, Bill O'Reilly, Roy Moore, Rob Porter, Brett Kavanaugh, where he mocked Christine. And I'll play that clip in a little bit. It's just so upsetting that it's hard to play it twice on a show. Trump, so you've got Ken Starr, who was fired from Baylor University for turning a blind eye, at least according to the reporting, as president, to a sex scandal where many women were sexually assaulted by football players. Some even were convicted of crimes, and they did nothing. And then Alan Dershowitz is Jeffrey Epstein's buddy, defended him. He knew he was friends with him before, and has also been accused, although he's denied, of sexual assault of young women as well. And so this is the world where, to me, these guys are actually a perfect fit for Trump. They were sexual assault enablers.
It's just like, in Dr. Evil, like Austin Powers, Dr. Evil's like little boardroom and everyone has their own weird, creepy thing. Yeah. That's totally it. Because like what you were talking about with Alan Dershowitz, I mean, he just like went on Twitter, just recently talking about the age of consent should be 16 years old.
Right.
And I'm just like, but who's the sexual partner? You?
Right.
That's disgusting. Because that's pretty much what a lot of people think that he's implying in that point, trying to defend himself publicly.
It was, and absolutely right. About a month or so ago, he tweeted about the ages of consent and challenging the idea that it should be lowered in certain states. It's stunning that you would have him as Jeffrey Epstein's friend.
That's not a thing you should stand on right now.
It's not something you should ever tweet about. Who should ever tweet like,
Yeah.
you know what, I haven't
It's like
another
those creepy
tweet.
dudes that always know the age of
Yeah,
consent in every
exactly,
state.
in
You're like,
every
I know. How
Why
do you know this
that?
by heart? Yeah.
No, but the thing is, it's indicative of like a bigger problem. There is no problem with this piece of trash appointing someone. Come on, Mr. Underwear on and off is a sexual predator. I guess it's allegedly, but what it's saying is misogyny is so mainstream. Sexual assault is so mainstream. We kept saying, how many accusers does it have to be? Donald Trump has surpassed 43. Not Jeffrey, what's his name? Alan Dershowitz is like in every picture with Epstein. And I think we keep saying over and over, what do they have on Lindsey Graham? What do they have on Mitch McConnell? What do they have on Ted Cruz, whose wife was called ugly and his father an assassin? It's Epstein. That's my conspiracy
so?
theory for your progressive show today. Is what they have is Epstein, because Dersh keeps saying, and I can't stand his face, over and over that he didn't want to do it. Like weeks ago, he was like, I would never do it. He doesn't like it because it gets him shunned at parties at Martha Vineyard. But they said Trump convinced him. How did he convince him? Underwear off.
Underwear off. So it's Jeffrey Epstein is the key to. Also, Jeffrey Epstein was accused, and he denied it, to be fair, and he's not been convicted, by a woman, Virginia Goffrey, who said she was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein to Dershowitz when she was underage. Dershowitz denied it, calling her a prostitute and a bad mother, because that's what you do.
Right.
And then she sued him for defamation. So it's not over.
Did she win?
It's going on right
it's
now.
going on.
So this is the world where Alan Dershowitz, when representing Jeffrey Epstein, and I understand lawyers do this, I'm a lawyer, but attacked the credibility of the 16-year-old victims, going to social media and stuff like that with
the
Jeffrey
most
Epstein.
powerful man in the world couldn't find anyone other than two sexual assault enablers and pedophiles. That's
But
the
who
best
better to
of the
defend
best.
him, though,
Right.
right?
Right, and he'll still, of course, win and be acquitted because
Yeah.
Electoral College and the
I
Senate.
mean,
suck.
to be honest, if you're indefensible, wouldn't you want lawyers who will defend the indefensible?
You want someone who plays dirty, who has no moral code, who will do whatever it takes to win. That's exactly who he went for.
But
yeah, that's what guilty people go for, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like, the idea that, and I'm joking obviously, but I feel so bad for Trump because all these criminals are he's such an honest guy, but these criminals were just attracted to him like a moth to a flame. Michael Cohen, Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, the Lev Parnas guy, Giuliani, who's probably going to be indicted soon. You've got the list goes on, Michael Flynn. Boy, that Trump, he's just an honest guy. And these criminals just saw something in him. The truth is criminals like to hang out with criminals. That's what they do. Honest people, if you're a criminal, honest people probably make you feel self-conscious.
Yeah. It's like being high. I get it.
Like if you're high,
I'm
and
not high
else,
right now.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
at times.
But if you,
I get
so
it.
you're saying I don't get high, but if you were to get high,
I always
the three of you guys, I'm the only
Well,
person.
I would be like, I don't want to be around all these sober people.
That's
Or
what happens,
I
right?
will talk myself into believing everyone is high and I am sober.
Oh, have you done that?
Yes. I don't know how we got here.
What's the equivalent of if the glove don't fit, we must acquit in this? What is this one?
For Trump?
Yeah.
We'll have
If the
to give some-
Senate don't get it,
well done. If the Senate don't get it, we're stuck with more Trump.
I don't know.
So now they've got there's a Hillman Cohen commercial going on right now on CNN. If you want glasses,
the glasses.
2 frames for the price of one. It's Dershowitz, Anderson Cooper, and Jeffrey Toobin all with glasses on, and
man.
it looks like a before, in the middle, and after photo.
It kind of does.
So I want to take a break and come back and talk about who I'm supporting for Congress. And her name is Cardi B.
I love her.
No,
like
she's
Cardi-
funny. Nina is the Muslim Cardi B, as I always say. Nina doesn't like that.
Why? That's
I don't know if she.
compliment.
I said at the Arab Festival, and everyone laughed. We got a really big laugh. I'm like, I followed her at the Arab Festival. So, be right back with more of the Dean Obeidallah Show right after this.
Dean Obeidallah Show on Sirius XM Progress 127.
You're listening to What Just Happened with everyone's favorite host, Dean Obeidallah.
And welcome back, Dean Obeidallah Show. We're live Friday, January 17th. It's What Just Happened.
Live?
Atheer, Yacoub, yes, Maysoon, Zayid, and Carolina Hidalgo. So by popular demand, we're actually going to shift topics and go to Bernie and Liz because but Maysoon is wearing her Liz Warren jacket.
I endorsed her on January 2nd.
Carolina, are you supporting anyone?
I'm supporting Bernie, but also I'm going to vote for whoever makes
Vote blue no matter who is
Vote
the
blue,
Yeah,
No
matter
Well,
who.
we're going to say vote blue to save America instead, because when we say
Doesn't
no
rhyme,
matter
though.
who, the people just go bonkers because they're like, oh, yeah, you want me to vote for Tulsi? Is that what
Tulsi's
you
not
want?
gonna
No,
win.
so it's vote blue.
So
to
you
save
guys,
America.
okay, Warren, Sanders, and Atheer loves Trump. You're a Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She's a
Trump
campaign-
all the way.
She's from
Yeah, I'm
Alabama.
back to my Bama roots.
She's the head of Muslims for Trump. It's an organization of
Birmingham
one.
is a blue city, so
It is a blue city,
It's
but
a
in a
blueberry.
very red
In a
state.
very- yeah.
So, all right. So we all know, we don't have to rehash what got to it, but just to sum up quickly, earlier this week before the debate, there was a story in Politico that Sanders his campaign had given talking points to go after Warren about the idea she's essentially elitist and can't grow the base. Then a story breaks somehow on CNN that Liz Warren is at a meeting with Bernie in 2018, and he says a woman can't win. Bernie says that's not true. Then Warren herself says, I said a woman can win, and he disagreed. So he didn't say like you can't win. He goes disagreed. That brought us to the debate. So let's play the clip here. At peril of destroying our party. I don't want to destroy our party. Here is Bernie Sanders asked the question by the CNN moderator on the very issue. Here's clip number 10, please, Nina.
In 2018, you told her that you did not believe that a woman could win the election. Why did you say that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't say it. And I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on this because this is what Donald Trump and maybe some of the media want. Anybody knows me, knows that it's incomprehensible that I would think that a woman could not be president of the United States. Go to YouTube today. There's a video of me 30 years ago talking about how a woman could become president of the United States. In 2015, I deferred, in fact, to Senator Warren. There was a movement to draft Senator Warren to run for president. And you know what? I stayed back. Senator Warren decided not to run, and I did run afterwards. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 3 million votes. How could anybody in a million years not believe that a woman could become president of the United States? And let me be very clear. If any of the women on this stage or any of the men on this stage win the nomination, I hope that's not the case. I hope it's me. But if they do, I will do everything in my power to make sure that they are elected in order to defeat the most dangerous president in the history of our country.
So, Senator Sanders.
All right. So, and the concluding part that he made is so important for all of us to hear, regardless of who you like in this thing.
It was good that he did that because it didn't happen. Yeah.
I'm just moving your microphone up
Yeah,
there.
because I
Mason.
like to lean back instead of like sitting up.
So now I'm going to play. Then the moderator turns to Liz Warren, and here is she
killed it.
Right. So here's clip number 11.
What did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed. Bernie is my friend, and I am not here to try to fight with Bernie. But look, this question about whether or not a woman can be president has been raised, and it's time for us to attack it head on. And I think the best way to talk about who can win is by looking at people's winning record. So, can a woman beat Donald Trump? Look at the men on this stage. Collectively, they have lost 10 elections. The only people on this stage who have won every single election that they've been in are the women, Amy and me.
That's a mic drop moment there. That's like, boom. So, all right, I'm not going to ask who you believe because at this point, we've litigated that on our show, and it's more about how do we unite. But before we came on air, you actually said there is a good faith discussion you can have about can a woman beat Donald Trump. It's the same argument on electability where 60% of black voters in Super Tuesday states in a poll that came out a month ago said they think a white candidate had a better chance than a black candidate in beating Donald Trump. It's our perception.
And I've also kept saying that like a non-Christian can't win in this country right now.
So you think Bernie can't win?
No. Bernie can't win the Electoral College.
You're saying 'cause he's Jewish.
Bigoted. I'm saying that America won't vote for a non-Christian. I'm not saying a Jewish person can't win.
Right.
I'm saying this country is rife with bigots, and because of the Electoral College, it leans toward it being impossible.
So what's the bigotry hierarchy here?
That's
bigotry?
right.
Woman
I think
versus
it's woman.
man
I think
versus-
it's woman.
You think?
But, yeah, I do.
No, that's a
but
great
I think that in the end, it worked out for Elizabeth Warren. Because what I saw was women who were so excited to see another woman pull up another woman. They loved that
That's
Amy
true.
moment where she hyped her.
Interesting.
Yeah, they loved that. And then they liked her going up to him and saying, "You just lied about
That was
me on
after the
national
debate, folks,
television."
right, he said.
Because so many of us have been in rooms where men throw us under the bus. They lie, they distort, they euphemize. And when we confront them, they say, "Well, it's done, just let it go." And that's exactly what he did. But I think the real winner, the real star, is Tom Steyer, getting in the middle of a conversation he didn't want to be, fangirling Bernie, only to get a, yeah, okay, good. He never even got his hello.
He actually said, I don't want to get in the middle of this. Is that what I don't have the audio of that, but he goes, he was on my show 2 days before that. And it's, so, I mean, what do you think about, is it fair for someone to say, are they sexist by saying, I don't think a woman could beat Donald Trump?
I think that was taken out of context. Like, I mean, I do support.
No,
Bernie,
I'm not
like,
asking that.
but
I'm asking like in the big picture.
Is it
like,
bigoted to say no?
Is it sexist to say I don't think a woman could beat Donald
No,
Trump?
I think it's realistic. It's just like you said, the state of the country. It's bigoted. It's sexist. Like he's
racist.
It's racist. Yeah. So
You
just
know.
to say, yeah, a woman probably right now like doesn't have as much odds as a man to beat Donald Trump.
This is not the same country where Barack Obama won. It's
changed.
just not.
It's
You know,
not.
it's funny
You're
when
right.
you guys say this. I think of the words of George W. Bush. Oddly enough,
Oh, my
where
God.
he said he talked about the soft bigotry of low expectations, and the idea of you're not bigoted at all. It's not. I'm not accusing you of anything or sexist or anything, but sometimes we'll have low expectations, and it reveals our bias, our prejudice. But it could be justified in our mind, going like, Trump is so horrible. The only one that can fell this beast is a man. And in reality, it was 77,000 votes in 3 states collectively that resulted in Hillary Clinton not being the president of the United States. She won by 3 million votes. But I think it's fair to say, in a good faith way, as fellow progressives, I think whoever can win, and other people, it's going to be more challenging. I think you're denying reality, not to say it's more challenging for certain people. Without coming at it from a place of bigotry or racism. That's or sexism.
You know, when I think about all this, is that like this is not like a Bush or Reagan kind of guy. This is Trump, who's already been impeached, who is somebody who's already dealt with, like, we already talked about his long list of shit that he's done and has been accused of and will soon be convicted of. And the fact that we're like, and not you guys, but I mean the fact that the collective we are worried about if a woman could beat a guy that's like that bad is like it's just so unnerving sometimes. Because it's like, dude, a kid with roller skates should beat Donald Trump.
With
at this
skates.
point.
No,
like,
nobody.
I mean, it's so crazy, like that we have to think about, like what does everybody want to eat for dinner? It's like, no, you know what? F you. I'm gonna have chicken. And whether you like it or not. And it's kind of, yes, you're right. We get a little jaded, we get a little naive, and there's got to be a middle somewhere.
I would love a woman to be the nominee to defeat Donald Trump because of his sexism. And I played this earlier in the show, and this is a disturbing clip, but I play some of these to remind people of how bad Trump is. And this is where Trump mocked Dr. Christine Ford after she had testified the next day. And I hope this ends up in a campaign. And I know people sometimes don't want to see the ugly side, but in this election, it's a referendum on Trump. And sometimes you have to remind people how horrible this bigot is. And don't look at your stock portfolio if you have that. Or if you don't have stocks, be sucked into somehow, oh, the stocks are going so well. I've made this point on my show. Do you know who owns 84% of the stocks? The top 10% of Americans. So it's not trickling down. Literally, the top 10% are doing great under Trump. Here, and I want to get your reaction. As women, because this is your genders on the line here. Clip number 5, Donald Trump at the day after Christine Ford testifies. Clip 5, Nina.
What he's going through. 36 years ago, this happened. I had 1 beer, right? I had 1 beer. Well, do you think it was? Nope, it was 1 beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know. neighborhood was it in? I don't know. Where's the house? I don't know.
So there's Trump ridiculing and demeaning Christine Ford, who had the courage to come forward on national TV. And like any victim of sexual assault, you don't remember every detail because you don't expect it to happen. Secondly, sometimes you repress things over time. But that's mocking every victim of sexual assault by him doing that, in my view. But as one viscerally, what's your reaction when you heard that, if you remember, or even now as you hear Trump ridiculing Dr. Ford?
Him being president mocks every sexual assault victim in this country. And again, it wasn't surprising. We've seen him do this stuff before, but I remember him not being able to remember. Didn't he say that he didn't remember like 50, 60 times in the Mueller answers?
Yes, in his written answers, he remembered a lot of things.
So what happened? You know, he's always that guy.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but you could tell in the venom of his voice that he had been accused repeatedly of these same things, and that this is how he played it off.
I mean, do you know any women that are your age, like millennial age, that like Donald Trump?
Yes.
Really?
But I'm not millennial.
I don't know any.
I'm not millennial.
Well, no, I do know people in Alabama, yes, when I go home, but I guess not. Yeah, super close, but not here, not in New York City.
I know people who have voted for Trump
But who
and
knows?
then quickly just
Change your mind.
changed your mind and went 180 and it's like, this can never happen again.
Oh,
Really?
I know people who voted for Trump are more diehard than ever.
In Jersey.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
They double down?
Jersey's, yeah. No, yeah, they're doing the thing where they can't admit they were ever wrong. And so they just have to buy full
Yeah,
into
you gotta-
everybody's lying but him. And he's Teflon. So, like, my friends were really excited about his win in Iran. The fact that he assassinated the terrorists and then got 250 more Iranian bodies without having to kill anyone. They thought this was fantastic and that he showed being a bully, being a strongman, being authoritarian works and that no one's going to screw with us. Meanwhile, I see the entire defense, like, apparatus on TV saying we have no defense, everything's a mess. He listens to headlines instead of intelligence. I think that we're more unsafe. But the women who vote for Donald Trump that I know literally listen to what their husbands tell them to vote for.
That's it?
Yes, they can't be bothered. They 1 out of the 5 is the Stop Killing Babies camp. Like, it's worth it because the SCOTUS.
Right.
The other 4 are like, I don't know, my husband told me to. I don't really care.
Who are those women? I don't know women like that.
Name names. I'm just kidding.
I did. I named names in my book.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Maysoon's
Read Find Another Dream.
I mean, have you ever been in a relationship with someone who said to you, you should vote for a certain candidate, and you go like, okay, I'll do that?
I once dumped a guy because he thought the Iraq war was a good idea.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
How long were you dating before that happened?
4 years.
That was, he didn't reveal it all that time?
Well, it was kind of like the straw, you know what I mean? That was when I just, like, it was a while of a lot of things culminating to that point where I just got up from the bar and was like, I need to move out. Yeah.
Really? You were living with him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. It was for like a week.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here.
When you broke up, did you cite the Iraq War as well in the list of And you supported rollbacking of EPA regulations, you son of a bitch. How dare you?
Weird, I dated Bush. Really weird.
Your boyfriend.
I broke up with my friends because they voted for Trump. But yeah, I've told people to vote. I was with a guy who barely knew English but was an American citizen. I pointed to where he should vote.
Yeah.
And then I closed the curtain.
You still have friends, though? Do you have friends?
It's okay to tell someone
You're my friends.
who to vote for as long as it's not Trump.
You three, here's my life. You three are my best friends. All three, all three of you. This is it.
I think it depends on the nature
Rami
of the
Youssef,
relationship. That
the Golden Globe winner.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing if they're listening to their husbands about who to vote for, that's not the extent of it, of what they're being submissive to. So it's just the nature of the relationship. That's just one more thing.
Is the
They can
extent.
vote.
So
Really?
They make all the house
Really?
decisions. They name the kids. They do not give a flying fuck about
they-
politics.
that's okay.
And whatever their husband tells them to vote for. And I'm like, but I've known you since kindergarten. Why don't you listen to me?
Right.
And they're like, oh.
I don't understand people like that.
Wow.
I don't know any women. I've grown up with very strong women. My mom.
Are you friends with anyone from high school? Women?
I didn't go to high school. Did I?
You
I
didn't go-
can't remember. First of all, I went to an all boys high school. First of all, so there were no women for teachers.
Why
They didn't
do
keep in
they?
touch.
You go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, it's okay.
You're making up for lost time by hanging out with all these women.
That's right. Tonight, well, we're going to talk about the Oscars. I mean, it's just, you guys are three great comedians. I don't see gender. Okay, so. I don't.
You're gender
My new thing is I'm age fluid now.
I'm age fluid.
If you ask my age, I'm like I don't see age. I'm age fluid right now.
I'm age fluid for
So
sure.
if I ever break up with Hen and I have to go on the dating websites, I'm just age.
You're like, what's the age of consent in New York?
God forbid you ever break up. Your life will be so easy. Arab men don't have to do anything.
No.
Just get on a plane to Palestine and you'll have your own bachelor. 19
You'll get 4
women.
wives right
Four
away.
wives.
No,
All
there
of-
is no 4
I
wives.
know.
No 4
I mean, I
this is
assume
not
we're
Saudi.
I
Joke
know.
police.
Palestine is
Joke
modern.
police. over here.
Okay, for anyone that doesn't
Palestine.
understand sarcasm out there, yes, we did. There are no 4 wives.
For anyone who doesn't understand sound bites about Palestine being negative. Shh.
All right. Let's take a break and come back and talk about my dream second and third wife.
Beat Atheer with a
That's
slipper.
why we're here. Oh
This
my
is what
god.
it's all about.
Oh my
It's the
God.
Bachelor.
I'm his sister. You people are nasty.
You're weird.
This is not the Trump family.
not-
I'm already married. But
you can have
fine.
2 husbands. No. All right, let's come right back with more of the Dean Obidala Show. We're going to do our game of Guess Who Said It when we come back.
Dean Obidala Show on Sirius XM Progress 127.
Now, it's time for America's newest game show sensation. Guess who's said it?
And welcome back, Dean Obidala Show. Is our game? Are we playing the Guess Who Said It? So this is the game, folks. You know the prizes. They're involved. This is a all-expense-paid trip to
Jersey.
to Maysoon's car to a destination of your choosing. I give you a quote from the week, and I'll give you 4 options. I think you guys are really good. You'll get these right. I've had some panels so bad, I'm like...
I lose every time.
I've never won a single
I've never won. Yeah, I may.
That's why you're all here.
I've never
I'm
gotten
the
one
goat.
right.
They just
I'm
said
the
Jeopardy.
goat of the game.
They just said Battle of Champions. This is
Yeah.
the Battle of Losers. right here on.
Champion
You guys are all...
I'm not a loser.
You've
I
done
win
well.
almost
Stop
every
it.
time.
Okay, here we
Stop.
go. Here we go. Here we go. Who said this to Manu Raja? You're a liberal hack. I'm not talking to you. Senator Mike Lee, Senator Martha McSally, Senator Marco Rubio, Donald Trump.
Martha McSally from Arizona.
Can I cheat and say that?
You could all join her. I'm not
I
giving,
just. I'm like.
I'm not giving you the answer to you all guess. I'm not telling you who's right or not. But she said it so confidently she screwed up everyone.
I'm sorry.
Okay, who said this? There
No
was
poker
nothing I
face.
saw tonight. It was during right after the debate. There's nothing I saw tonight that would be able to take Donald Trump out. And I want to see a Democrat in the White House as soon as possible. Who said this? Chris Cuomo, her husband.
Yes, I love
She loves him. Rachel Maddow, Chris Matthews, or Van Jones.
Van Jones.
Van Jones, actually.
I'm gonna go with them. I don't know. I was gonna say
Yeah.
something else. But I'm like,
He's so
I was
annoying.
confident in that one.
I'm not confident.
What's your
though.
reaction to
The
Van?
biggest threat to unity is Van Jones and his
I like
mouth.
Van Jones so much, and
I
he's
love
so
him
hard.
so much as a
He
human
says
being.
these
not
things.
like
I don't
this
know
woman.
why. I don't know why.
I don't either.
I think he was being sincere, but you're not judging one debate who can beat the
But
candidate. You're
how
watching
are you
a debate.
being sincere? Even Amy Klobuchar's better.
I agree. So, okay. Mason's going to know this one. I'll do it anyway.
I'm going.
Who said this about Kamala Harris? She's qualified to be president. I'd consider her for anything that she'd be interested in. Mayor Pete, Joe Biden, Liz Warren, Amy Klobuchar.
Joe Biden.
Was it Biden?
I thought it was Warren.
Finally, a wrong answer. All right. It took.
It was Biden. It was
Biden.
Can't change my answer.
That's
I'll
a real
just ditto
audience,
whatever
guys.
they say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who said this? A lot of presidents, some good, some not so good. But you got a good one now, even though they're trying to impeach the son of a bitch. Can you believe that? It's kind of, we know who the answer is going to be without me even giving you the options. Who do you think that might be?
It's Trump. Was he trying to
Yeah,
quote
was he trying
Rashida
to-
and wanted to say impeach the motherfucker but said son of a bitch?
It was Trump.
Because what he did was he called his mom a bitch.
Nice.
That would be Trump calling his mom a bitch.
I mean, Maysoon's got him all right. This has been too easy.
But now
when
I'm going to
Maysoon
win
comes
the trip
back,
to Jersey in my own car.
that's why they made up the prize. We knew you were going to win. So, tell her what you want. You get to drive yourself home after the show. On Nancy Pelosi during signing of impeachment articles, she was wearing pink, and there was giggling, and there was some laughter as well. Remember, it's a TV show. Nonetheless, they tried their best to make it seem like a very somber thing. Who said that? Lou Dobbs, Laura Ingraham, Steve Ducey, Rush Limbaugh.
Whatever.
I zoned out.
Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
All
Sure.
right, she was wearing on Nancy Pelosi signing the articles of impeachment. Who said she was wearing pink, and there was giggling, and there was some laughter as well. Remember, it's a TV show. Nonetheless, they tried their best to make it seem like a very somber thing. Did Lou Dobbs say that? Laura Ingraham, Steve Ducey, Rush Limbaugh.
I'm going to continue with Rush Limbaugh.
I'm staying with Rush
Fine. I'll
Limbaugh.
jump on board because I clearly don't know.
Why did you? You could have been right there. Finally,
Damn it!
As soon as you walk home, Steve Ducey. They
I
call
wanted
him.
to say douchey too.
He's the douchiest. He is the worst.
I don't have time to watch these people.
Me neither.
Well, I don't either, but Matt and Nina watch every show for me. They work
Thank
22 hours a day. Did Nina leave? Nina's gone? Oh, there's Nina. All right. Nina's in our show. By the way, reminding people, this Sunday in New York, you can watch Nina, Atheer, Yacoub, Maysoon, Zayid, me, Rami Youssef, who just won a Golden Globe. I wish, Caroline, you were the right kind of brown. You could be in our
I'm
show.
a different kind of.
You're the wrong kind of brown.
Yeah, but
You
it's
gotta
all
be
right.
I'm sure
Arab
you've gotten
or
that your whole life,
Pakistani or Iranians who are not even.
I'll just retweet the shit out of your guys' show. How about
Yeah,
that?
Sikhs.
I debated in the past doing a brown having middle Latina Latinx comics.
Different kinds of toast.
But that was in the beginning when the brown show, we didn't have enough brown comics. Now we got so many. I have to say no. I stopped responding. I get so many emails, which is great. There's like a whole
Community of-
army of
An
brown
army.
comedians.
We have an army.
We've got Osama in the show, this one. Osama Siddiqui.
Osama in the army. I don't know if we.
No, Osama Siddiqui. He's the first comic in
Oh,
the
he's
show.
great.
He's
Yes,
very
yes.
funny.
And
He's
Atheer
very
is going
funny.
to be our hostess with the most.
She's hosting. If you want, it's at the comic strip on the Upper East Side of Manhattan this Sunday night. Still tickets available. Go to brownpapertickets.com or email
Go to
me, Dean.
Maysoon.com. It's easier.
Go to Maysoon.com or email me, Dean, at deanofradio.com, and I'll send you bootleg tickets for. All right, we have one break left, so let's keep going because then we'll take a break near the end. So let's talk about the Oscars because Maysoon and I have spoken before, and she's very outspoken on diversity in the business. It's so important. Now, we were making some inroads. It was moving to not Oscars so white, but this one came out Oscars so white and Oscars so male as well. And what's remarkable is that, first of all, out of the 6 of the 9 best movies nominated, 6 were almost entirely about white men. The Joker, Irishman, Ford and Ferrari is about white guys driving cars, okay? Like, it couldn't get any more whiter than that. You have 19 out of the 20 actors nominated are white. 19 out of 20. And there was no woman nominated for Best Director. There has not been a Best Director female winner since Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker 10 years ago. Meanwhile, Greta Gerwig for Little Woman got nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay as if she didn't direct the film. What is going... Let me just ask you, first of all, in your careers, have you felt any impediments in your careers? And just comics are different. in terms of sexism.
Yeah, well, comedians, not
Yeah.
comedians, but when it comes to bookers and stuff, sometimes they're like, all right, you guys might know this, like, we got the black guy, we got the white, we got the girl, and then 4 guys or whatever.
Right.
That's some people's way of thinking, but I think when it comes to the Oscars and things like that, I think it's just like, who puts the most money behind these projects to, just support for, that for your consideration, just to do all the advertisement for all these award shows. That's all they're doing. It's just there's so many women and people of color who actually do great movies. It's just that no one's putting money behind them to advertise for these things.
You think it's advertising, or you think it's
Yeah.
how many projects are made with people of color and women in leadership
Oh,
roles in the
there's
way?
plenty.
And does that intersect, oddly enough, with our electability argument? The idea that
Yeah.
Hollywood goes, I have nothing against women being a director, but those movies never make money, so I can't do that kind of thing. The same way some go, I love a woman president, but not against Trump. She can't beat
So like
that.
Ford and Ferrari didn't actually make money, right? So like let's just start with that.
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
because it's a reflection of the Academy voters and it's a reflection of Hollywood. Of course, you know that I've been eaten alive by Hollywood. So
Right.
I sold 2 shows and I lost 2 shows. And even when they're like really excited about a woman helming the show, they immediately stuff you with a white guy who then controls absolutely everything and just keeps telling you this is how it's done, this is how it's done. But I think it's interesting that like Jennifer Lopez and Awkwafina didn't make the cut.
That's right.
So like
yeah.
if we're talking about money and selling, those 2 women are money.
Yeah.
Atheer, let me ask you. So it's 4 years into the Academy's efforts to diversify. Take a guess now, 4 years in. So it's gotten better. What percentage do you think of the Academy voters are men?
90%?
No, it's gotten better. It's
81.
68%.
Really? Okay.
What percentage do you think are white? And we're 4 years in, so it was worse 4 years ago. 4 years in, what percentage of Academy voters do you think are white?
I'm going to say probably 70%.
84%. 84%.
Wow.
84% now. This is 4 years into a
Wow.
concerted
What was
effort
it, like
to be-
110
I was
before?
like, oh my God,
It was
all
Whoopi
shades of
Goldberg.
white.
Yeah.
It was Whoopi Goldberg.
It was all white
She
people
was
and
the
Whoopi?
Yeah, she
Wow.
was like the
She
Where's
was a
Waldo of the picture.
That was
Yeah.
the stunning thing to me. The 84% white now, 4 years into their effort to diversify. I'm like, I don't think you're doing that conservative an effort to diversify.
No.
I don't know how you qualify. I guess you have to be invited by the Academy, but is that part of it? Is that the people who are still doing the voting, their own implicit bias are playing a role? I mean, Maysoon,
I think their implicit bias is playing a role, but I do think, again, it's an old boys club. They are voting for the movies made by their friends, starring their friends, and the newcomers and the rabble-rousers are not making it. But I think with the actors, it's like they like to do 1 or 2 token awards, and then the rest is a reflection of the fact that it's all white people doing this. It's not the talent. There's so much more variety. There's definitely more women directors right now than there were 4 years ago.
It is stunning, though. In 4 years into diversity, there's 20 actor nominations. 19 are white this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, I don't
Who's
think
the
you're
one
important.
who broke through?
In the movie
Antonio
Harriet.
Banderas.
No. Oh, I get that.
Yeah,
Maybe
Antonio
that's
did.
weird. He got nominated. No,
Yeah.
So this I'm reading from the New York Times. So actually, there's 2. But they're talking about Cynthia Erivo for
Cynthia
Harriet.
Erivo.
For Harriet.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Because you only get nominated as a black woman if you're playing a slave.
That's another
And
thing that
people
was an
have
article stood.
repeated
Unless
that.
you're right, if you're not struggling, if you're not perceived as
Right.
someone in movies black who's against all odds, or it's a slave, or it's a somber thing, there's no chance for a nomination.
You could be a mammy, but something slave related. Mammy was the first.
How do you
black
change-
woman
so
to
The
win.
thing is,
How
at
do you
the same
change this?
time, no, like that movie Harriet, like I never saw it. I never heard anything about it. I've seen Joker.
Did you
But
hear about
that's
Ford
the
and
thing.
Ferrari?
I did hear about that, but I never saw it.
I saw it. It's a
I
good
haven't seen
movie.
any of the Oscar movies.
I've seen a lot of movies.
I have a movie podcast. I have to watch these.
No time.
I'm a voter.
Have you seen
so I have
Parasite?
to.
Yeah. I love Parasite. I think Parasite
nominated.
should win.
Really?
Yeah, I
Is
do.
that good?
Yeah, it's really that good.
I liked Uncut Gems.
I haven't seen it. Didn't get nominated for anything.
Nothing.
I have
I
Parasite
was
on
surprised.
DVD because Hen's in the Screen Actors
Screen
Guild.
Actors
So
Guild.
you get all this stuff. So
I
we
was
watch
so
a lot of the
happy I
movies.
got Bombshell because I
Yeah, I
wanted
liked
to see
Bombshell.
it, but I didn't want to put a dime in any Fox-related pockets.
I want to see.
It's a good movie.
Lend
I'll
it to
lend
me.
you the
Yeah.
DVD.
It's a good, and the one with Jennifer Lopez was really well
Hustlers.
done.
Yeah.
Really well done.
I heard that
And
was really good. I
It's
want to
so
see that.
good.
Yeah.
What's the
Watch
last
stuff
movie you
on
saw?
planes when you tour.
Yeah. I downloaded The Irishman. Didn't watch it.
Oh, okay, white
good.
men.
It's
So
good.
you download
yeah,
the
how many-
comment,
I
but
have
not
the
the hustler,
problem.
not
How many-
the
I have the
farewell.
problem.
How many computers did you use? Because it's like 3.5 hours.
I-
Like, it
yeah.
is so. Did you watch the entire movie straight through,
I
Caroline?
had to because
I kept
of
hearing
my
it was so
movie
long,
podcast.
so I didn't watch
we,
it,
we-
yeah.
I actually have to do it like that is like my day job. Is like watching these movies on my couch, and then I go and talk about it on a podcast. So like, but that seriously like took like a month. So like, it's fine if you didn't get to it at all. Believe me.
The Irishman, I liked it very much. Watched it over like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because watch like
It's a
45
series.
I don't
minutes.
have the attention
15-minute
span
clips.
for
I
Oh yeah,
actually
you need
did.
breaks.
I don't have the
But
I
but
watch
it's
small-
fantastic.
I watch series. I binge watch series. I'm just like not a big movie person.
All right, so pop culture and politics played a role this week because Cardi B. I'm not kidding. People don't know Cardi B. She's what's the right word? She's not a rapper. She's a singer.
rapper.
She's a rapper.
Yeah.
And she's wildly popular with the kids today.
With the kids.
And she's funny. She tweeted, I do feel like if I go back to school and focus up, I can be part of Congress. Then she added, I dead ass have so much ideas that make sense. I need a couple of years of school and I can shake the table. I love shake the table. I like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
what a great
From a
metaphor.
former stripper, it's beautiful.
Right, she's a former stripper, and now she's really popular. But I like metaphors that are vivid. I'm like, shake the table. That's a great one. So, and she got crap from white Trump supporters. I mean, just correcting her English, like they're just racist garbage.
disgusting, yeah.
But look, I would love if Cardi B ran in like AOC's district. She could be competitive.
A government for the people, by the people. Cardi B represents an entire segment of people that identify with her and how she talks. And let me tell you something. I respect Cardi B, all of Cardi B's ideas on money, on life, on race, more than Matt gets.
Of course, more than that. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
You
Good
know
point.
what I'm saying? So, like, let's be real. There's that weird dentist guy that's also in Congress. There's a lot
Paul
of people.
Gosar?
Yeah.
He's
And
horrible.
There's a lot of people in Congress who are so much less intellectual than
Oh,
Cardi B, understand less about being American than Cardi B. I would love to see her run, and I like that she's saying, I want to get educated before I do.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish that we had more people in Congress who came from diverse backgrounds and didn't spend their entire lives. Like some who have experienced serving in government before, but then a mix of people who are just like citizen legislators who share more common life experience that I've spent my entire life, council person, assembly, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that kind of mix. Is there any young person out there that's a celebrity that you think would be a good member of Congress?
I don't know, Dino Badala.
I'm talking about
Ariana
young
Grande.
person.
I don't know.
Ariana Grande. What about Taylor Swift? I think Taylor Swift could
Oh,
actually be,
she's got some massive
'Cause
fans.
we
I'm
need
sure she would
more.
win.
Yeah.
because she's talking about politics.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Oh, Nina doesn't like Taylor Swift?
So wrong. So wrong. No.
Nina, who do you like? Nina won't tell us. Nina, is there any young person besides yourself?
What? While she's thinking.
Well, I
Can't hear you,
Is-
Nina.
Oh, I think
You have
she's
to-
talking.
Nina, you have to press the button to talk.
You know what? I would rather see like everyday people run for Congress instead of like pop stars. To be honest, that would be like my
maybe we
wish,
should-
like a teacher
yeah,
or somebody, or like a stay-at-home mom or single mom or somebody who's working as a secretary or a bus driver.
My young celebrity is Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Beyonce for president.
You know if Dolly Parton
Beyonce?
ran right
Okay,
now.
yeah, and Beyonce.
Yes.
A teacher
No.
and
One
Beyonce.
step
I'm on
down for
board
Beyonce.
with you.
Beyonce just
Shame
runs for
on
president.
you, Nina. Shame on you. Beyonce runs for president, not effing Congress.
The house is every 2 years. We have
I mean,
one
Gwen
more break.
Stefani's pretty
Beyonce
good.
2024.
Yes.
All right, let's take a
Or
quick
maybe
break.
we should stop encouraging celebrities to run for
No,
president.
I think Congress should reflect society, and there should be some who are people who
That's how
worked
we
in the
got into
arts,
this.
and then or not
No,
Trump,
Reagan was.
but worked in the arts a little. Some who are career politicians, some who are lawyers, some who are doctors. Congress is the people's house. It was envisioned by the
But
framers.
maybe less white supremacists? Like not
Yes.
an actual
I would like
representation
much-
of
Take
the
that into
percentage?
consideration.
Yes, I would like that very much. All right, let's take a break and come back with more of what just happened after this.
Dean Obadala Show on Sirius XM Progress 127. The Dean Obadala Show on Sirius XM Progress 127.
Michelle Obama's thing on her birthday. And welcome back, Dean Obadala Show. A couple minutes left. John Fugelsang might join us. If not, he'll be hosting right after this. We're here with Atheer, Yacoub, Carolina Hidalgo, and Maysoon, Zayid. So today is Michelle Obama's birthday. First of all, happy birthday to the First Lady.
I'm mad at her. She was nice to George Bush. Go ahead.
All right, stop that. And so what did Trump do on her birthday? This is completely true, folks. On her birthday, the U.S. Department of Agriculture today, Trump's administration, announced rolling back Michelle Obama's, I'm not kidding, signature achievement, establishing stricter nutritional standards for schools for breakfast. What he did, and they did it on her birthday. So this is just more spite by Donald Trump, folks. The new rules will allow kids to have less vegetables and eat more garbage. I'm not even kidding. More sweets, more candies, more desserts, more French fries, because the potato lobby lobbied the Trump administration. But to do it on her birthday, to me, on Michelle Obama's birthday, is just the pettiness of this asshole.
Yeah, it's totally not coincidence.
I
There are
know,
times
nothing-
when I
Who
do
would
think
think
it
to do
is.
that? Who would think that's how he spites her on her birthday?
We have an actual
I have a
nutritionist.
I have a lot
you're
of thoughts
nutrition-
on this. I was infuriated when I saw this because, as a dietitian, we do try to change the healthcare, or at least change the way obviously kids I know what I'm saying. Sorry, guys.
2
I'm
minutes.
like,
2 minutes.
2
come
minutes.
on.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to
No,
walk in. No, basically, this is the only time sometimes kids are eating. And if the only thing that they're getting is potato and fries, which is the only thing that we had in our cafeteria in Alabama, and I saw the food is disgusting. People are barely meeting the nutritional standards as it is. Kids are probably starving, and a lot of the kids who are in the low income lunch program, this is the only meal that they're getting, and it's absolute crap.
Especially
And it's
after
absolute
SNAP
garbage.
has been
Right.
cut.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Food
And
stamps.
it's-
And the result is, too, that if you don't have the food, it's not just about your nutrition. You can't function
can't
in school.
learn.
You
And
can't learn.
they're saying, oh, well, we have healthy options, but they're also providing pizza and garbage. And of course,
Right.
the kid is
You're
going to
gonna
choose
pick the
sugar.
garbage.
It's
and-
ridiculous,
yeah.
folks. So thank you, three. Where can people follow you on Twitter before we run out of time?
Carolina does okay, spelled okay.
Only place they can see me is Sunday night, 8 p.m., the comic strip.
Big Brown Show, Atheer, where can people follow you?
At Atheer Yacoub.
Good luck
Just go.
spelling.
Yeah.
And I'm at Dean Obadala. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. We're going to do our big show Sunday. I'm on Twitter all weekend at Dean Obadala. Drop me an
All
email.
weekend?
Dean. I will be. Dean@deanofradio.com. We'll be back Tuesday. In the interim, email me. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, John Fugelsang. Tell me everything with John Fugelsang.
That's right.